Welcome to the Pitcher Nail Down. I'm Jason Gilbo at JGilbo11, looking at pitching for tonight's four-game slate. This one's pretty simple. I mean, there's about four guys you consider using. Zach Greinke obviously leads the slate for me, and probably safety. Your cash game guy is going to be high-owned. Everyone's going to be on the same boat. Marlins obviously aren't a pushover opponent. They could be without Stanton again. They're 21st in WOBA, 25th in ISO against right-handed pitching. Strikeout rate pretty average, 20.1%. Marlins Park is also a big plus away from Chase Field. You look at what Greinke's done this season, he's been really solid, 29.6% strikeout rates, just a 5% walk rate as well. He did struggle against Milwaukee, but looking at outside of that, I mean, everything kind of lines up well for Greinke to have a good start. I mean, Miami's the only team with an implied run total under 4. He's a small road favorite. Looking at Greinke, throwing his slider more than usual this year, 26.6% of the time. Miami ranks 21st against sliders, so this is a good spot for Greinke. Expensive, but obviously DraftKings price tag 12.7. I still don't mind paying in cash games. I mean, you can make the case of using a Rodriguez Estrada lineup in GPPs to get bats in, or even Meyer. But we'll talk about that. But Greinke, 10-4 is a guy I'm going to be locking in the cash games on FanDuel for sure. And even still some GPP lineups. So moving off, you got Eduardo Rodriguez. I mean, been very solid, throwing 6 or more innings in 7 straight starts. He's failed to allow more than 4 earned runs since the beginning of April. Strikeouts continue to just kind of be on pace for about 1 per inning. 26.6% strikeout rate this year. Does have a high walk rate, 9.5%, but Baltimore doesn't walk a ton. He also misses a lot of bats, 12.1% swinging strike rate. Good changeup, which Baltimore ranks bottom of the league in against changeups. So if he's throwing that, I mean, I like Rodriguez's chances to rack up some more Ks. I mean, his best outing came against Orioles a few starts ago. They've also seen him a fair amount, and they're only 31 for 135 with a 24.1% strikeout rate. So given the fact that their strikeout rate is bottom 5 in the league against lefties, there's still a lot of GPP potential here for upside for Rodriguez. Comes in a little bit cheaper on FanDuel. I think DK, I'm still okay with him in all formats. Obviously still a little risky. But all these guys that we're talking about after Greinke, even Greinke still, there's some risk with these names. So Rodriguez is a guy who's been extremely solid, been really great at eliminating damage. I don't mind going back to the well with him. Marco Estrada, this is a guy who, I mean, has been really good. He has a couple of starts this year where he's allowed 5 earned runs about 3 times. That's a little bit nerve-wracking, but outside of that, he's been around 0 to 2 earned runs allowed. His FIP and XFIP match up with the 3.15 ERA. Strikeout rate, I mean, kind of out of nowhere, 28%. Walk rate solid. Doesn't give up a lot of ground balls. He is a fly ball pitcher. Look at this Yankees team. I mean, obviously they've had an elite offense so far against right-handed pitching this year. Do have a 22.4% strikeout rate, so it's there. Also, over the last 2 weeks, New York starting to kind of come back down to earth. 6th lowest amount of runs over the last 2 weeks, starting to kind of fade away a little bit, kind of even things out. So I don't mind Estrada. Once again, he's the same as Rodriguez. 2 pitcher sites, I don't mind him in all formats. Once again, FanDuel, he's just a GPP guy. But a good home favorite there. Yankees trailing, hovering around a 4-run total, a little above. But in this case, I mean, Estrada, decent numbers. I'll take a look at him. Alex Meyer is probably the only other guy that I'll take a look at tonight. A cheap pitcher, you'll be able to load up on bats. That's kind of why I'm talking about him, but there's a lot of kind of negatives about him. So, I mean, he's only a guy I'll have a few shares of. I'm not going to be getting crazy. You look at what he's done against lefties, 410 WOBA on a small sample size. I don't like that against the Minnesota team that has a decent amount of lefties, even with the ballpark being a plus. You look at the ground ball rate, pretty average, extremely wild. I mean, 3 to 4 walks is about what you're going to get out of him in a start. I mean, it's just what it is. I don't think you're going to see anything less than that tonight, just given the fact that Minnesota does have an 11% walk rate on the season. They also rank 7th in WOBA. They do have a 22% strikeout rate against righties. That's kind of what you're looking at. But look at Meyer. Yeah, he has 7 strikeouts in 3 straight starts. Swing strike rate just at 8%. I don't completely love that, especially against this Minnesota team. I think on FanDuel I won't be really using him, but DK, I might pair him as an SP2 somewhere and kind of fit some of the higher price bats and just GPPs. But once again, it's, building 10 lineups, I think Meyer's going to be on about 2. I'm not going to go crazy. It's just a guy that I'll have a little bit of exposure to. But once again, I'm not thrilled. I think there's more negatives than there are positives with Meyer tonight. So that's kind of things up here. You can head on over to DaveFantasyCafe.com, check out the right tools and content.